Hello, hello, slow down in style. My name is Mariola, and on this channel I talk about high quality capsule wardrobe, slow fashion, and creativity in your wardrobe instead of constant shopping. So, what's on today? Stylish or sustainable? Do you have to choose between one and the other? Can we be both? Today I want to show you that you can care for the environment and dress however you want, whatever style you choose. And I'm not asking you to be another Greta Thunberg or other activists who fight for the environment, but you can do so much to reduce the damage. I believe sustainable fashion just needs well-dressed ambassadors, responsible people with interesting points of view who don't promote throwaway fashion. So I will discuss some categories and ideas what you can do for more sustainable wardrobe. All of them are very doable. They're quite common sense, I must say. Things that I've been doing for years, or some of them I've discovered recently, but I think it's really good to put them together in one video, so maybe if you don't know something, you can start applying it to your lifestyle. Number one, and the most important point, is to wear your clothes. Wear what you have, rewear it, restyle it, get creative with your clothes. I know it sounds simple and very obvious, but I know, in fact, we don't do that. We buy clothes and we have certain ideas on how to wear them, and that's it. We don't experiment. So what I'm suggesting is to get inspired by influencers. Yes, inspired by influencers. You can follow people on Instagram, YouTube, or Pinterest, people who have very different style from your own. If you're looking for creative ways to style your clothes, you can learn so much more from these people than someone who has very similar style to yours. Follow trends and catwalks, not with intention to buy something new, but to see how designers style their clothes. Recently, I've been very inspired by Amy Smilovich from TB and Rachel Solomon. I will put the name on the screen. I follow her on Instagram and she has an amazing style, sometimes a little bit crazy for me, but I get so inspired by her outfits. She's amazing and she looks like such a lovely person. While you're in your wardrobe trying to figure out different ways to style your clothes, I would actually start by removing the things that are not your style anymore. Things that you haven't worn in a long time. Doesn't matter what you do with them. I don't want to go into details in this video, whether you want to sell them, donate them, put them in the box for later. I just think it's a really good idea to only keep the clothes that you actually wear or want to wear in your wardrobe. Make some space and design your wardrobe in a different way, maybe by colors, by weight of your clothes. Make your wardrobe look fun and interesting for you, so every time you open it, you are excited to create new outfits. Number two, and this is going to be a long one, so I will split it into different sections, is about shopping. First of all, buy less. Much less. You don't need to shop every single week. I actually discovered that you don't even need to shop every month. It's very refreshing. When you are busy, you don't have time to go shopping, or you just don't have money. I feel like money is a really good motivator. When you're trying to save up for something, creativity is your best friend. First of all, analyze your wardrobe and see if you have any gaps. Sometimes we just need one or two things that can completely change our outfits, or can be that core element to create many variations, or to help you style the things you already have in your wardrobe but you are very uninspired. It could be a pair of blue jeans or a black blazer, or it can be a pair of fancy shoes, silver boots, for example. I would say in general, go for timeless, classic and moldable pieces. Go for staples that will be the core of your capsule, but things that you won't get bored with. Remember, classic and timeless can mean different things to different people. To one person, it can be a classic black blazer, straight leg jeans, white shirt, etc. To another person, similar classics will be really boring. So in this case, look for interesting details, classic with a twist, black trousers with extra volume or interesting length, or just something different added to it. A white shirt with interesting buttons. So it's your classic, but more fun, more interesting. Apologies, I was brutally interrupted by my husband, and I don't know, where was I? Shop classic timeless pieces, but pieces that are timeless to you. The most important thing about shopping, buy the things you love and you know you're gonna wear. Even if your friend, your sister is telling you, well, I don't know, you look better in this. If you prefer, for example, a sleeveless blazer because it just makes you feel better, it's lighter, you can imagine so many different outfits with it. And on the other hand, you're never really drawn to a classic blazer, go for that. We don't have to have the same classics because life would be boring and fashion would be boring. So make sure you buy things that actually reflect your personality. So every time you look at them, you are happy, you want to wear them, you want to style them in different ways. Another point about shopping is to try and get as many pieces as possible that will serve you through different seasons. I know this will not apply to everything in your wardrobe because, I don't know, your wool coats, your boots can only be worn in a cold climate, in a cold weather. But your black trousers, your jeans, your white shirt, t-shirt, skirts or dresses, if you buy in a material that can be easily worn in different seasons, is very doable. So think about that. You will have less pieces in your wardrobe, but pieces that you actually wear. So the core of your capsule wardrobe should be seasonless. Buy nice or buy twice. Have you heard this one before? So what I'm trying to say here, buy high quality clothes. Good design, good construction and good material. And that blends very nicely together with the classic timeless pieces category. Since you already decided you're not going to buy a lot of clothes, you want to invest in just a few pieces but made really well, you will have that extra penny to spare. This is how it works. Instead of buying 8 pieces, really poorly made, from very low quality synthetic material, you buy 2 pieces that are really well made, beautiful to look at, and very nice and soft on your skin because they are made from natural material. Even just the sound of it makes me happy. If you want to know more about high quality clothes, the construction, design, material, please go to my previous video. I will link it somewhere below or here, I don't know. This is very in-depth and long video. But you can hopefully find some useful information in there. But very briefly, if you're looking for a good, sustainable material, the best in my opinion is organic cotton, Pima cotton / Supima cotton. Pima cotton is a very high quality cotton with long fibers, so it's more durable, long lasting, which results in beautiful soft clothes. And Supima is a Pima cotton that only comes from America. One of my favorite sustainable fabrics is linen. Linen is one of the cleanest and greenest fabrics. And I know it's not a transitional fabric, but apart from your wardrobe, you can use linen for your bedding, for example. I love my linen bedding. It's ultra soft and it's very good for your skin. It helps you relax in your sleep. You can also look for clothes made from tencel and anything recycled, including synthetics. The next very important point is to avoid fast fashion. And we all know that. We know fast fashion is bad, but maybe we forget why. Fast fashion promotes shopping more and more and more. They produce very low quality clothes that fall apart after a few washes or wears, and that encourages you to buy more. So they promote throwaway fashion. They use a lot of synthetics or really bad quality natural materials. They heavily focus on trends because that's what sells, that's what especially young people look for. So you can't really find your classic capsule wardrobe pieces, and even if they make something that looks like a part of your capsule wardrobe, it's not gonna last. So don't waste your time, don't waste your money. I would stay away, far away from such shops. Now, this is a big one. Buy pre-loved. And I know this should be as a first point, but I wanted to create a process. So buy secondhand, charity, consignment, vintage, online. You can filter by color, size, brand. They made it so easy for you that you really don't have to try too hard. Well, you have to spend your time. And there are big platforms that sell a lot of different brands, or you can even go to COS, and I think Arket created a new section for pre-loved clothes as well, which is great because you can shop their own clothes which are cheaper, and you don't have to buy new. I personally prefer buying physically in a charity shop or vintage shop, but that's because I love interacting with the clothes and educating myself about the quality, about different features of the clothes. That's how I learn new things about clothes. I'm very traditional and I'm very picky as well. So I like to try things on. Very often it doesn't look as I imagine it does. I think I also like the visual aspect of it. I can see how it can be styled differently. I touch the texture. So, for me, it's the experience. Shopping secondhand is the most sustainable thing after wearing your own clothes, especially when it comes to the most controversial fabrics that processes cause so much damage to people who work in fashion industry and to the environment. And I'm talking about leather, denim. This leather is secondhand. I got it in Shoreditch in a huge, I always forget the name, I think it's Brixton Vintage Market. It's like a whole floor in the basement with different boutiques and small shops. Amazing place, I love it. Change your shopping habits. And this is so important. First of all, spend your money wisely. So the biggest chunk of your money should go for the pieces that you wear on a daily basis. And I'm not talking about your yoga pants, although if you use it every day, that should also be of a nice quality, really well made. But I'm talking about your capsule wardrobe. In my case, it would be black trousers, blazers, leather jacket, white shirt, a long coat, trench coat, and some nice cashmere jumpers, for example. But I feel like very often, and I used to do that when I used to go out for different events and a lot of weddings, I used to spend a lot of money for occasion wear, occasion shoes, and much less for my everyday clothes. I don't really go out anymore, and if we do with my husband, it's usually a theatre, opera, a jazz club, or just a date. So I don't need anything super fancy, and for such occasion I can style my clothes with some extra jewelry, bag, etc. The other thing about shopping habits, don't compromise. Only buy things that you fell in love with, not trends that you fell in love with, but things that you're gonna wear now, in 2 years, and hopefully in 5 years' time. Things that are gonna go with your clothes, and things that are comfortable. Don't buy things that only look like your dream piece. And remember, every cheap and low quality thing that you don't buy now brings you closer to your dream handbag, coat, shoes, etc. Because the money you didn't spend can be put towards that big investment. Another thing you can do is checking ethical and sustainable shops. I feel like there are so many of them now and very different shops in different countries. So I don't really want to suggest which shops exactly. I can still put some in the description box. But I believe that if you live in America and you order from Germany, that isn't a very sustainable thing to do anyway. So it's really good to check your local sustainable shops. The easiest way to do it is to just Google, go to Good On You website. They always have some interesting articles and brands to recommend. See if you're happy with the way they make their clothes. Check the packaging as well. If, for example, the bags or boxes are recycled, that also tells you a lot about the company. And not all of them will match your aesthetic, even though they can have very similar practices when it comes to material and treating their employees ethically. They may have a very different style. And I personally trust much more companies that talk in general about sustainable fashion. For example, if they have a blog where they upload articles about sustainable lifestyle and fashion, and they explain materials and they don't just try to convince you to buy their clothes, this really appeals to me. And I can see that they are really considerate. They care about the environment and not just about the profit. Now, because you decided to buy less high quality, well-made clothes, and you say no to many things before you buy that dream piece, you really want to look after your clothes. I'll just touch on the subject because there's too much information. And please let me know if you're interested. I will make a separate video about how I look after my clothes, how I care for my clothes. The very basic thing is washing. If you buy natural material like linen, wool, denim, for example, you don't need to overwash your clothes. I only wash my jeans and my jumpers when they get dirty. I never wash my clothes after every single wear, unless it's a white t-shirt or a shirt. Sometimes I get away with two wears. You need to check the smell and the dirt on the collar, on the sleeves. It's a very personal thing. If you want to refresh your jumpers or your denim, you can hang them outside or on your balcony. You can put them in the freezer, wrap it in a plastic bag or a cotton bag and leave them in the freezer for about 24 hours. To freshen up or to kill some bacteria, you can always use an iron or a steamer. I wash everything on 30 degrees or 20 if it's a wool jumper, or I hand wash it, of course. This is a separate subject and it's a very long one. I always turn my clothes inside out, that's a must. Another thing is fixing your clothes. So if you have a little hole, you lose a button, or even fixing a hem on your trousers or skirt, you can do that at home. I'm not very talented and I do such things. I always fix my daughter's clothes. Sometimes it's not pretty. As I said, I'm not professional, but if I'm very precious about something, I will just take it to a tailor. Make sure you store your clothes properly. Don't just throw them in a corner on the floor. When you take off your jumper, give it a little shake. Leave it on the wrong side to rest for a few hours, then fold it nicely and put it in your wardrobe. I keep my heavy jumpers on one pile and my lighter jumpers on the other pile. And I never overcrowd them, so they always have some space to breathe. I always check them for moths because it's a very common thing in England. So I always take them out. I give them a little shake. I check them, I fold them nicely again and clean the shelf and put them back again. And I always clean the shelf with water and vinegar. So make sure you store your clothes nicely, hang them nicely if they're supposed to be hanged. Otherwise, fold them, maybe buy a nice fragrance to keep in your wardrobe. Look after your clothes. Love your clothes and they will serve you much longer. You will enjoy them for much longer. I feel like sustainable fashion should only be a part of your lifestyle. And it's a simple thing like using less plastic. Take your reusable cup when you go to a cafe. If you know you're gonna have a coffee to go. Choose your fruit and veggies without plastic packaging. Don't use plastic bags. Save energy and save water. This is horrible. I can't watch people wasting water. I always teach my daughters to close the tap. I know I'm a little bit sensitive about that. We stopped buying water because we are very lucky in England. You can buy, so you can drink tap water. So there's so much plastic we've already saved. When you leave your house, take your water bottle with you so you don't have to buy a new one. But these are just small things that you can, small habits that you can develop slowly, little by little, that add up and make you a better person. Right, so these are the things that I apply in my everyday life for a more sustainable wardrobe and more sustainable lifestyle. Thank you very much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Drop me a comment if you want to ask me something or you just want to chat about sustainable fashion. Please let me know, let us all know your sustainable practices that you apply in your everyday life. Have a lovely stylish week and I see you in my next video.